Hi everyone. I hope it's not too dim in here. We're inside the truck. It's lunchtime. I call this dinner time because it's lunch dinner. I do a lot of mid-afternoon cooking, usually a pretty big meal. You know, I have a small breakfast in the morning, and then by mid-afternoon I'm pretty hungry, and I cook a pretty big meal. And then in the evening, it's usually a small, like a soup or something, just to have something in my stomach before bedtime, you know. So this is usually my main meal of the day here. So today on Fleet Feast, I'm going to show you a meal that I make off and on. It's a kind of a standard meal because the ingredients are really easy to have with me all the time. The ingredients last a long time, you know, in the cabinet or in the refrigerator, which makes it an ideal solution for something I can pick up and cook 3 weeks later. I do a couple of versions of this. If I have some onions, I'll chop up onions and put in it. I don't have an onion with me today, so this is just going to be potatoes and sausage. So I start with our old friend Walmart. Now they have 3 different types of canned potatoes. This is the diced potato, so these are small cubes. I also use the sliced potatoes, and then I've also used the whole potatoes. Now the whole potatoes, I obviously slice them up before I put them in the frying pan. And the reason that I'm covering 3 different types is because sometimes at Walmart they don't have one or the other. Any of those 3 kind of canned potatoes will work for this meal. Now the other main ingredient here is the sausage. Now the one that I prefer and that I use the most, this is the beef smoked sausage. This Hillshire Farm, these are available at Walmart. I've also found them at Safeway, and I found something very similar at like a dollar store, Dollar General. From everything I understand, this is like a pre-cooked sausage, so these will last in the refrigerator for quite a long time. So you could pick up 2 or 3 of these, throw them in your refrigerator, and carry them with you for weeks and weeks until you get around to cooking them. Obviously, the canned potatoes last, I don't know, the millennium. So the beef sausage, what I do is take it out and I slice it up. These are about 1/4 inch slices. That seems to work really good. If they're fatter than that, they don't crisp up as well as compared to what the centers feel like. And if they're thinner than that, they get a little bit dry. So about a 1/4 inch sliced. So I'll take half of the sausage, slice it up just because it fills the plate, and I'll dump that into the frying pan. Then I'll take the other half of the sausage, slice it up, and dump it in. Once you dump in the can of potatoes with the whole sausage sliced up, the frying pan, mine at least, gets pretty full. Now imagine on top of that, I chop up a big giant onion too. So I will put all of those ingredients in the pan, and when I put the lid on, it's sometimes a little bit elevated until it cooks down. So just be aware of that. This is I believe a 12-inch frying pan. All right, well, I'm gonna go outside, grab the can of potatoes and drain off the water. Those are packed in water, so I just drain that off outside. I'll dump these in the frying pan and get them going. Come back in, dump the potatoes in, and then cut up the other half of the sausage and get that going too. Did you have to wait till I was filming a video to get over there and crunch? All right, do what you're gonna do, brother. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. There you go. Different than when Lefty was younger, I now can just dump his food in the morning, his whole day's worth of food in the bowl, and he eats it as he feels like it. When he was younger, I would give him a 1.5 cups in the morning and he would eat it immediately. And then I would give him a 1.5 cups at night and he would eat it immediately. If I ever had put 3 cups in his bowl when he was younger in the morning, he would have eaten all 3 cups right away. So he always gets a full bowl in the morning, and he decides when he wants to pick at it. Oops. Potato on the floor. He's going for it. Did you eat it? Huh? Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm not doing 5-second rule on that. Now this is optional also. I do pour some oil in here. It just helps it overall to stay nice and juicy. You can see I didn't put a lot in there, so that's optional. That's up to you if you want to use oil. You can hear it. It's already cooking. Don't scratch your pan with metal utensils. Okay, let's get the rest of this sliced up. Excuse me. All right, let's get the rest of this dumped in. Okay. He always wants to lay right in front of the stove when I'm cooking. Left. We've got all kinds of room over there. Always right there. Yeah, now that we got this sizzling, let's turn the heat down a bit. So that's the lowest setting my stove goes to. So I'm going to put it on the low setting and we're going to let this simmer for a while. See, it's starting to brown up. It's looking really good. My stomach's starting to grumble. Now we're going to start looking at making something on the side here. So what I like to do is I get out my trusty butter. I'll get out my flat griddle frying pan on the other burner there, slobber and melt some butter on the pan, and throw a tortilla on there. Flip it after a while, so we're going to get those going here. I'll probably have 2 or 3 of them alongside of my plate full of potatoes and sausage. Okay, get a little bit of butter on here. So I try to melt it out in the shape of the tortilla, you know, to maximize the butter absorption. You don't want to leave any butter in the pan. You want it all to be soaked into the bread. So I'll let that get sizzling and then flip it over. This is just pretty much ready to serve anytime. So as soon as I got one of these tortillas cooked up, I'm going to plate that and start chowing down. Now, one of the great things about this meal too is that you can put all different kinds of toppings on here. So I've got some sweet and spicy mustard. So I'll put a dollop of this on my plate and then, you know, scoop the sausage into it. So any kind of mustards, hot sauce, anything goes really good with the sausage and potato. It's kind of a blank slate. Okay, here we go. I'm going to plate some of this. Definitely ready for it. this is ready. Let's get this off of here. Look at that. Throw another tortilla on. Very nice. Okay, let's see what we did. That beef sausage is so good, I'll tell you. This is nice and crisped up. See that? Usually tear this into pieces. That is good. Excuse me. So that's our meal. Got another tortilla sizzling over there. Got my sidekick here ready for his bits. I'm gonna chow down, everybody. Give this meal a try. I guarantee you'll like it. Again, it's ingredients that travel well. So next time you're in Walmart, get some canned potatoes, get the smoked beef sausage, get a big onion too, and slice that onion up and throw it in there. You really like that. Just had one of those strange moments inside my mind. We're just walking along the road here. We hiked around down a big long wash down the other direction and then cut up and came up onto the road. So we were just clipping along here and not really thinking about much of anything. And for some reason, I kind of just started looking out in the distance and looking at all the, the mountains that are around here. And then I had this moment that I realized that I totally take this as kind of the norm, this scenery and this walking, and how this has like replaced the neighborhood walks we used to do back in Henrietta, New York with Lefty in the morning. And this is my neighborhood walk, but that it's like not even triggering that I'm out here in the Arizona desert hiking around, and it's really pretty here. I don't think the camera can pick it up, but all of these jagged mountain peaks that are surrounding this valley that we're in here, that run all along the horizon in front of us, all different colors, and as the sun hits them, they purples and blues and reds, all these different colors that come up. And this has just become such a normal for me that I wasn't even, it's like not even realizing like where we are, what we're doing. And then it overtook my mind for a moment there, and I'm like, wow, look at this. I mean, this has become the new normal. And then my mind immediately goes to, wow, quite a bit different than what I used to live. Hard to put into words, really, that how much my life has changed from what it was. Come here. Come here. Stay right here. Yeah, just kind of hard to put into words. It rained last night, and it smells so good right now. And you can see kind of the remnants of the easy body. Got the huff and puffs. But you can, okay, get stuff up your nose, so much sniffing, but it smells great. This area doesn't get a lot of rain, and when it does rain, it really wakes things up. See right here. Let that truck go by. But it's really nice to have some moisture. and the dirt was moist, and so I know that feels better on his paws. And I enjoy walking, you know, not so much dust. It kind of knocks the dust down. I don't think we're in for any more rain. I looked at the 10-day forecast yesterday, and it looks like in about a week there's a 50% chance of rain one day. But so I think last night was it, and it didn't rain a lot. I'm talking, you know, you can almost count the drops. It's so infrequent. I can hear it hitting the roof of the rig and the max air fan. You can blook, 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 hear it hitting that. But it did make it smell good. I'm getting big whiffs of it. The wet asphalt smell. You know that smell. Oh, it smells so good. Because you don't smell that a lot out here because rain is so infrequent. Give you a look around at how many rigs are around here. Definitely more than when we first pulled in, but nowhere near as full as it's gonna be. That's for sure. So we're up here on the left, down. It drops down on that side of the road. On the right side of the road here, it kind of stays level. And it's very populated on the right side, but this is a huge expansive area. It goes for miles along this road, and you can pull off on BLM land. So if you want to be all by yourself, you can definitely do it here. There's no reason to be anywhere near someone if you don't want to be. Or if you want to be in a group and around people, you can see, you can sure do that. A lot of people. I know pulling in here and meeting up with people that I was friends with last year is a really great feeling. And plus, I get really good food out of it sometimes.